Hello everybody, welcome back to a brand new episode here on the channel. We have some more of that F1 2020-2007 career season mod here on the channel. Race 2 of 16 here today coming your way. We are under the lights in Bahrain, fresh off of Felipe Massa's victory in a Ferrari 1-2 with him and Raikkonen in Australia as we continue to try and bring Sauber forward here. Now apparently the R&D is not actually accurate in this mod, at least that's what I saw in a comment in the last episode, but here we are ready for one-shot qualifying in Bahrain. And one thing I remember from Australia is I sucked in qualifying there. Why is my driver sitting so far forward now? He is inside of the car, quite literally his hand went through the car there, but nonetheless one-shot qualifying got underway here. I noticed an issue. We were getting absolutely dominated in a straight line here. You can see Fernando Alonso, Felipe Massa, they were blowing me away here down into turn 1, so we were already on a bit of a issue here because we were P20, but we qualified P19 in Australia after we were P20 for the, I would say, first half at least of the lap here now. So I was just focusing in on the downforce heavy zones of this circuit and trying to make up for the time lost in the straight line, and we got up to P19 on the board. It was kind of flirting with P19, P20, and eventually it would be good enough to get towards P18, but I didn't know if I was going to be able to do anything better than that here. Now as you can see, Massa nowhere to be seen for myself through the final turn here, now hard on the throttle, and as we head down this front right away, no DRS in this car. I always activate it just out of habit, but we cross the line P18 here in Bahrain. Hey, you know what? One spot better than what we did in Australia, so by my math, we might be qualifying top 5 by the time we get to the end of the season. You see it there though, Felipe Massa, Kimi Raikkonen again. It's a Ferrari 1-2, looking very good. They are, our teammate of Kubica is up there in P9. I know I was saying Kubica, it's old habit, that's how I used to call his name. I know I'm saying it wrong. Kubica, let's see if I can remember to do that here in today's episode now as we go through that starting grid one more time now. So, can anyone take down Felipe Massa here today? Raikkonen had speed in Australia, just didn't quite have enough at the end in Australia. Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton there, 3rd and 4th over Mark Webber and David Coulthard. You got Jarno Trulli, you got Kovalainen, as well as Kubica in the top 10. Rosberg, Schumacher, Vettel, Barrichello, Jenson Button. Actually, he was in my iRacing 24 hours of Daytona practice last night, literally. So that was pretty cool here. Now, as you see, Takuma Sato, as well as Anthony Davidson finishing off the grid. Nonetheless, it is ready for some lights out time here in Bahrain. Under the lights, you can see the strategy there. Of course, the tires aren't accurate here with the compounds that we have, but we are getting ready to go. Lights out. I took a bunch of fuel out of the car here for the start. P18 on the grid. It's going to be 5 red lights. Felipe Massa, Kimi Raikkonen lead the way as we're underway, and you can see immediately a great start for Massa. Not so good of a start, however, for his teammate of Kimi Raikkonen, who's already under attack, and actually he's been overtaken. Massa is going to cover off everybody into turn 1, but it looks like, I believe that's Alonso there trying to put the attack to him. Somebody in the background might have lost a winglet. I couldn't tell if that was a winglet or if that was a cone that went flying across the circuit, but you can see overall everybody's kind of getting through here without too much issue now as you continue to watch Lewis Hamilton there try and run down Raikkonen now. So an absolutely abysmal start for Raikkonen as Alonso's going to try and run down Massa here as quick as he can. Does that McLaren Vodafone have the speed to actually go be able to get up there and fight with Ferrari? We'll have to wait and see as everybody's getting through these first few corners. It was actually a pretty good start for myself. So I started, P18, but we had found ourselves up here into P13, now behind Nico Rosberg. So we're going to take a look briefly in a moment at the start there to see how I did that here, but very, very strong opening lap for myself as I try to now remain within slipstream of Rosberg in front of us. Sebastian Vettel just in front of him as well for P11. Here's the replay of the start. So 5 red lights, lights out, we were underway, and you can see it was a pretty good start for myself. I got a good launch, I kind of even out right here, a little bit of oversteer, a little bit of wheel spin I should say, and then it once again kind of starts pulling in the AI's favor, but I send one of the inside here, and we got all the cars that we could get right here. A little bit of contact actually with the car on our left, but other than that, we were pretty fine after that here. As you can see, I would actually actually be in a little bit of a battle here with Ralf Schumacher. But hold on, it wasn't actually over yet. Now I'm actually going to try and send one up the inside of Barish here, and we're going to be wheel to wheel. And actually I decided to kind of run him out of room. I was a little bit aggressive on that. Fortunately, no contact. So we were up at a P13, but it wasn't long until Barish was back up my inside into turn 1. So you saw the pace in the straight line in qualifying, and in one-shot qualifying, I was really slow on a straightaway compared to the AI for whatever reason here in Bahrain, and I was dealing with the same exact issue in the race as well. Fortunately, we were able to run down Nico Rosberg here. Now we had a nice little tussle with him in the last episode in Australia. I think we're about to do it again. You don't dare pass side by side into this corner, especially around the outside. But here we are. We're going to go around the outside and make it happen. And wow, what a pass that was there. Up into now the 12th position over Rosberg now as we try to run down Sebastian Vettel for the 11th position. But you can see right here, lap 3, Rosberg fighting back here. Look at the straight line speed. So I was on the setup. It was on the balance setup, but I had actually taken some of the front wing out to add more straight line speed, but it still wasn't quite enough. Now we have to find a way to make up for that here by being really good through the downforce heavy sections here of the circuit, all over the back of Sebastian Vettel, our teammate there of Kubica in P10, looking for some points here now as I'm getting pretty aggressive on the curbs, nearly right into the rear diffuser of Sebastian Vettel right there. That would not have been good for us, but fortunately we did not hit him. But once again, you see the gap on the straightaway pulls away. They all do from me, and Rosberg again up my inside. They're 3 wide into turn 1. It looks like our teammate of Kubica is going to be the one that benefits the most out of it. Yes, he is. He's going to go up into P8. I'm going to get to the inside of Trulli here down the little short shoot straight away before the right-hander. And you can see the side-by-side battles continuing. Actually, the AI doing a lot better job this race compared to Australia in terms of just getting the elbows out, getting a little more racy, I guess you could call it here now. Because if you remember in Australia, they were very, very tame. Not a whole lot really went down other than what I was doing on the circuit. Yellow flags actually behind us. I'm not exactly sure in this moment who it was that retired, because it came up and brought up the name Alex Albon, which is obviously not correct. So we'll see in the race results who that exactly was here now. But lap 5, 10 laps to go, and things started to calm down, and not in a good way. It was because I was getting destroyed in a straight line here. And you can actually see now coming to lap 6, some drivers into the pits, including my teammate of Kubica, and I was getting ready to come into the pit myself as well to put on a set of tires and just bring it to the end of this Grand Prix. Sebastian Vettel there in front of us, and we're going to follow him into the pit lane at the conclusion of lap 6, coming to lap 7. And if you remember last episode, Australia, Kubica gained a ton of time in the pit lane. We'll see if we can maybe do the same thing again here today. A lot more sporadic pitting, a lot more spread out here. But we put on a new set of tires. It's pretty competitive pit stop for the team there now, as it's 2.6 seconds as we're going to exit the pit lane just behind Sebastian Vettel now, as I would actually discover something as I was exiting the pit lane. So we're P14, still a few cars have to pit in front of us, but what I would discover is we actually have wing damage on the left front, and I had no idea how that happened, but you can see me realize it very quickly, and then wait a second, is that right? Yes, look, we have wing damage there on the left front, so I'm not sure where I picked that one up. We did have like a little bit of contact here and there on the opening lap, but that's all I can really think of, so it must have happened on that moment there. So unfortunately, we are going to have to navigate to the end of this race with that wing damage. We were P11 after the pit cycle, and I just didn't quite have the speed to go be able to run down Sebastian Vettel, and boy, I can tell you, Nico Rosberg had the speed to come and run me down, because here he was all over the back of me as we started lap 10, just 5 laps to go, and he breezes by on the right side and takes over P11. I didn't really fight him because I saw Barish was coming in behind us about a second and a half behind, and I would rather not fight Rosberg and give it more time. So we come through to 3 laps to go, still maintaining over a second gap to the car behind, but unfortunately Rosberg pulling away. I'm setting my fastest laps of the Grand Prix late in this Grand Prix, but it's just obviously still not quite enough here now. Still a second between myself and Nico over Sebastian Vettel up there in P10, 3.8 seconds ahead. Not much we can really do at this point with the wing damage. Just really survive, bring it home here now as we approach the final lap of the Grand Prix. Overall, kind of calm. We had less retirements. We do have 1 retirement, but we still had a Grand Prix that was a little bit more action-packed. The drivers, the AI getting their elbows out, like I said, a bit more, and kind of, you know, racing side by side with each other. We even saw 3 wide, which was very, very nice to see. We didn't really see much in Australia, but we got a good chunk of it here today in Bahrain, I should say tonight, under the lights here now. But up front, at the very front of the pack, it's Fernando Alonso picking up the victory over the Ferrari team, Felipe Massa and Kimi Raikkonen. So sure enough, they could win. The pit lane seems to be a very important part of this Grand Prix with this 2007 car so far. But down the short straightaway for the final time, it's not going to be enough for us here today. I was hoping for a little bit more in Bahrain, but it just wasn't quite enough. Our teammate Kubica, he's going to get more points again, and we are not. You see the fireworks going off here. Beautiful sights in Bahrain. Vettel 10th, Rosberg 11th, myself P12 as we cross the line. So, you know, a little bit better, I guess, than Australia, but at the same time, some disappointments there. We got some work to do going into the next one as well, but we still have plenty of Grand Prix left, and for the second time in a row, we are going to get driver of the day here in Bahrain. So we will take that way. Where's driver of the night now? As you see the finishing order, Kubica there, P8, a great effort for him, beats us by 4 positions now. But that is going to wrap it up. You see the point standings there. Alonso, a point leader by 2 points over Felipe Massa, Raikkonen, Weber, Hamilton, Kovalainen, Liuzzi, and Liuzzi and Vettel there as well behind him. But that is going to wrap it up for us here today in this episode of this F1 2020 2007 mod career season, and I am excited, looking forward to the next one. We seem to be getting a little bit more pace out of it, so hopefully that continues. If you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, everybody.